current GT500 car, GTR?
Oh my God, I don't think it goes.
I think
These cars are so low and so close to the ground. I mean, you know, like, I mean, if you see like as we are driving here, Fuji, super smooth track. We come down the straight, touching the bottom the whole time. So I mean, if you drive it, I mean, I can't imagine the carousel with that.
Now, if the three guys of you, the three young guys sitting in Gotemba, which, let's be honest, isn't the liveliest town in Japan, who was quickest on the computer game?
It was always a close call, but you know, I don't want to brag, but say that I was fastest all the time. I was probably a little bit faster, but it was always a really good fight. It was always like entertaining because we tried different cars, we tried rally cars. You know, it was just having fun, but we were always pretty close.
You know, I'm going to play this clip to Andre and see what he says.
I don't want. Yeah, you can do that for sure. You know, maybe he'll have a different opinion. I don't know.
That's really good. Oh well. Here's a question that I didn't expect to come in from XX unoriginal name XX33.
Yeah.
What's your favourite K-pop group, which is Korean music?
K-pop,
which is I couldn't name a single one.
Oh man.
J-pop maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. What's the one that got really popular a few years ago? I can't remember. I don't know even if that was a group. There was only one guy. I don't know.
I don't know.
Gangnam Style, right?
Have you got any records by a man called Kondo?
Yeah. Well, you know, please don't ask me the name of the songs or anything like that because he's my boss, and and I actually don't know any songs.
I think you're out of the drive now. you can't sing it. We're gonna have
I'm in trouble. Yeah, I'm in trouble. I should know how to sing at least one song.
JP Oliveira does karaoke, Kondo songs live on Nismo TV. I think that's going to need to happen. Look at some of these great cars going out on track. There goes that Zanardi car that you raced against.
Yeah.
That was one of your rival cars, but in the same stable. But looking down the grid, we're going to see, I think Eric Comas is about to take to the track, and it's something to look forward to, because you saw the way he was driving earlier in the day today. He wasn't hanging around, was he?
Yeah, no, Eric, you know, like to this day, he really enjoys driving. I mean, I was just talking to him before. He's doing some rally in Europe right now and really enjoying, you know, some of these guys who've been racing for such a long time, you know, and to see that passion, you know, is still at his age, still passionate about racing, doing some rally, saying how exciting it is and stuff. So it's what motorsport is all about, isn't it?
Everybody's asking you to learn Master Kondo's songs.
Yeah, no, that won't happen. Yes, that won't happen.
I think that's going to need to happen.
Oh my God!
You've said it now publicly on Nismo TV. So.
Yeah. Well, I can probably retire my career before singing it.
It did very well. I mean, you said, I mean, Kondo weren't fancied as the great team when you came to Japan, because I mean, it was a pop star had set up a racing team. I mean, he was a racing driver as well, but
yes,
really,
yeah.
And we'll see him out on track in a little while. There goes that is not Komatsu, that's Kageyama, but. Here you go. This is the generation just before you arrived in Japan of Super G time. They look so simple now, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They do look a lot closer to the road car models from those days, don't they? Like, you know, like you don't see as much, let's say, as much crazy upgrades as we see today, but they look a little bit closer.
And actually, in that era of car, the centre of the chassis was actually from the production car. It was made of metal, so up to the front bulkhead, the A-pillar, that was all off the road car. A little bit like the GT300 Prius is now. They were essentially built to that rule book, whereas now it's all carbon fibre monocoque purpose built, and actually to the DTM rule set.
Right.
And Motegi, when you started the race, there was a Mercedes, an Audi and a BMW in front of you.
Right.
How did that feel looking forward to it? Was that a look to the future, or was that something you're not so keen on seeing the Germans arriving?
Yeah, we're not really paying attention on that, to be honest. You know, like, I mean, I think we just like really at those 2 laps are so important to try to get everything working before you start the race. I mean, these days, you know, with the carbon brakes, as you saw, you know, actually before the race, how Ronnie was working his brakes, you know, trying to get it to work before start the race. Otherwise, you don't have anything on that one. So you better warm them up.
And Ronnie had a bit of a moment before the start of Motegi.
yeah. I mean, I didn't actually. I was on 5th, and I didn't really see up close what happened. I saw better on TV later. But it was so close. I saw the smoke coming out in lap 1. I saw some smoke coming out of the Ronnie's car, and I thought maybe, I don't know, some leak or something. I didn't know that was tire rubbing against the bodywork.
Well, here comes Eric Comas on your screen at the moment in the number 1 1999 JGTC winning Nissan GTR. Look at the flames out the side of that. See, that car, it looks so raw. Almost, the current cars, to me, I mean, they're beautiful pieces of engineering, but this is just so, well, there's a 98 car now, but they look just so raw and unrefined, and I kind of love that.
Yeah, look at that rear wing. It's like, there's quite a bit of work there. It's so cool. Actually, that rear wing looks like a bit overcomplicated compared to the one these days. We're using like more simple design these days. But yeah, I think they were trying to get more downforce out of those cars. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing to see. It's really, it's great to see. But driving it feels even more amazing. Like today, I didn't expect to drive the Motu 06 today, but they just told me, well, you want to jump in, and I quickly got in, and I was like, oh, this is so cool.
Did you get to the jump and you're in the cockpit bolted in?
And the coolest thing is that if there is no planning, if you don't go there, you adjust seat position, belt or whatever. You don't do any of that. You just jump in, and the mechanic ties you, and he's like, is it okay? And you're like, all right, let's go. And you go out on track in a car that you don't know how much grip level there is. You don't know. I mean, there's no previous information, so you just go in and you get that feeling, start pushing and see what happens. And I think that's one thing that I really like, that kind of feeling, because we used to go on tracks and the racing was a little bit different. It was not so much simulation, and it was more like you would talk to some driver who had been there and he would say like, oh, it's almost flat, or it's tricky, or there's a bump, and these days you get to know a lot better by simulating before you get there. So I think actually, even talking to Jan today, Jan said, he also likes some of the classic cars, because you get that feeling of, you have to work, you have to really handle the gearbox, the shifting down. It's a bit harder. It's not just a click away. You kind of have to work your wrist. So
Jan actually said he would swap his 2017 car for the 1995 or 1996 Le Mans car. He liked it so much. But Jan's a bit of an unusual fella.
Yeah, well, I think if you get most of the drivers these days into like some of the older cars, they will just have a blast. Any drivers, and if you get even Formula 1 drivers, they'll just enjoy it, because it's the essence is there, because it's changing, every year there are more rules, different, even increasing safety every year, but that also has the other side, which is increasing the input from the drivers.
Well, one of the things, you didn't just change teams at the beginning. I'm talking about car feeling. You didn't just change teams at the beginning of this year. The rules had changed as well from 2016 to 2017.
Yeah.
You lost a lot of downforce, but seemingly not much speed, because the cars are quicker. I mean, how can you even feel the difference between the two?
You can, but I mean, initially we could feel that downforce was an issue, because like when we go to Suzuka, for example, we get to 130R, you would have a lot more speed getting to 130R, and you would have to lift as you turn in. And the first time I talked to Ronnie, because Ronnie tried the car for the first time, and he said, wow, 130R is not flat, and I'm like, oh wow, really? So that's how much it changed. And then obviously as the cars improved through the year and we improved tires, obviously you have to start working on tires with that amount of downforce. You start to push the limits and you start to get there again. And yeah, and then at the Suzuka 1000, at that lap I had to go. Obviously, it's the
so 130R is flat. It's the longest.
No, that's the first time that's being the difference. Quite tough.
March, it was, well, we all ended up sat up here shivering because there was snow on the track, so we couldn't actually run at all.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it is incredible sometimes when you go testing here. Like sometimes I've been testing in Okayama sometimes with like -1, -2, and we don't usually. I don't think anybody has an idea of how much work it takes when you go out on cold tires, like 0 or -degree. You go out on track. It's like it's basically like trying to look for grip on ice. You just have nothing for like at least like 5 months, and then you have to work your brakes. You have to gently do it.
我是黑夜，我是蝙蝠侠。
Will probably, I mean, you would, I mean, the cars have changed so much, so it's difficult.
为职责和国家报道。
我靠，激动的呐！
我来自克星。我没跟你说过超人是我表弟吗？我没跟你说过超人是我表弟吗？
无论发生什么，我会奋起斗争，并永不放弃。
我没跟你说过超人是我表弟吗？ 我是特莱贡的女儿，但我和我的父亲并不相似。
为职责和国家报道。
我是
无论
哥谭市的街道属于我，蝙蝠侠。
我来自克星。
我想，我还有剑可以对付他。
那呢？
我来自克星。
哥谭市的街道属于我，为了对抗罪恶，我将化身恐惧。
好浓的很。
我想，我还有剑可以对付他。
哇，太小。有什么要预审？把它拉掉。
我不制造恐惧，我带来恐惧。我是特莱贡的女儿，但我和我的父亲并不相似。
无论发生什么，我会奋起斗争，并永不放弃。
哥谭市的街道属于我，蝙蝠侠。
好，那发现。
无论发生什么，我会奋起斗争，并永不放弃。
我是特莱贡的女儿，但我和我的父亲并不相似。
为了对抗罪恶，
为职责和国家报道。
小仙姐，世上最快的人来了！
我来自克星。
干了，干了。
我想，我还有剑可以对付他。
我不制造恐惧，我带来恐惧。
我靠，这个话。 靠！这。 靠！就这样要等4个小时。那怎么办呢？
总要有人支持这个小男孩。总要有人支持这个小男孩。
现在怎么办呢？
scene that you see here at Nismo Festival. Nismo Festival is really just a little bit unhinged and quite wonderful for it. Still, we have this final group of 3 beautiful Nissan GTRs taking to the track. If you want to know the full history of Nissan GTR, this video here at Nismo's museum, or Nissan's museum in Yokohama, where we took a look at the full history of the GTR and the Skyline and how the 2 brands came together and have more recently separated out. We've seen both GTRs and the Skyline on track today. Now you realise how very different the 2 things are now, but for a very long time they were together. Well, here we go. The final group of GTRs take to the track, and for me, in some ways, this group is one of my favourites because they are just so raw. They are so perfect and quite performant. We don't care. That's all it ever did in period. It just appeared. The Skyline image car, they called it. They built it. They showed it off. It is the original driver. The original driver.
总要有人支持这个小男孩。
carried on right up to the present day. Those distinctive Nissan secret. With the cooperation of the Little Archive, Private Archive, we're going to be bringing you some really, really special content in the next few months and run up to Christmas and into the New Year. Forza R18 says, yeah, apparently this car was blue originally from the picture. I'm not sure if that was the picture that was incorrect or whether the car's been painted incorrect. I think it's extremely unlikely the car's been painted incorrectly, so I suspect maybe the picture might have been enhanced back in the day to give it a bit more colour on a black background. We could maybe try and build a replica of this car, but this is the original, the real deal. Built for a show, built as a prototype, never developed into a full race car, and never took part in a race. So now it's being shown to you all in its beautiful running condition here at Fuji Speedway. This is the Phantom GTR. Great knowledge. has been replaced by a new longer distance race here at Fuji Speedway. I think it's a 500-mile race off the top of my head. Bisley says 1:38 is going to win. Thanks again for the content given us all this season. Well, thank you, Bisley, and have a very good run. You've seen some fantastic action today. Thanks for sticking with it. If you're in the UK, you're just waking up, you really missed out on a great day's action. Should have seen you on there. However, this is Nismo TV, and that means if you hit like and subscribe, the entire day in its glorious fullness will be uploaded to YouTube in some hours from now. Bando, you said that. It is a 2017. This is a big thank you day to the fans, it's a day running the fans. And to celebrate, Nismo is sending out all of its cars to the start-finish line. You're going to see some great metal. It's not done. We've got some superb cars to see. You've seen them all before now on the channel in the last few hours, but you're going to see them all again, and all of the drivers, and we're going to have the final closing formalities of Nismo Festival 2017. A beautiful selection of cars being led to the start-finish line by the Phantom GTR. The JRM, Taido Kazu says he heard the JRM V8 or the GT1 V8 coming out. Yes, you can. You're hearing all of these great classic cars back on track. The GT500s coming back to the start-finish line. Is anything unusual going to join them? This time last year, unannounced and unprogrammed and anything like this, the brand new 2017 GT500 car in testing livery joined the back of the field. There are the two 1998 and 1999 JGTC championship winning cars, the two Pennzoil cars, a bit of a fan favourite this year. Absolutely sensational. There is the 2011 World Championship winning car, 2017 GT500 Motor Ortec GTO alongside a 2013 car. There are those Group A cars back out on track, the three of those. So I ask you on the chat and ask you at home to consider your favourite car of Nismo Festival 2017. Is it the car you expected to see coming into it? You all picked out the Group A Calsonic Skyline. Having seen the Nismo Festival in full now, is that what you still stick to? Let us know on the chat and let us know on Twitter at Nismo. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. We're going to bring you lots more of this glorious Nismo action over the coming months. And here you go, look at all these beautiful GTRs coming up to the start-finish line, and you're going to see all of the drivers, all of the cars in front of the main grandstand here at Fuji Speedway.
我被烂奇怪了。
无论发生什么，我会奋起斗争，并永不放弃。
Says he's searching for the Phantom Skyline on Google, and somebody else is making a racket. And that's, yeah, that's Suda. It's a search for 2000 And as you can see on the screen, there's that wonderful GTR book. It's well worth buying. And putting up on the grid now is that's the Bathurst car, isn't it? The number 35. It's the Chio's Bathurst car, so Chio getting out of that. Putting into the correct parking slot is one of the. I think that's the car that's not on my list. It really should be. It's a 2008 GTR with an RV car, last to the grid. And look at that lineup. Hopefully, and yes, he is, but he's not taking any photos. He's looking. I don't know what he's doing. One of our photographers is down there on the starting grid, not taking the pictures he really should be at the moment. He's just sort of standing around. Nonetheless, there's lots of photographers down there getting amazing photos, and there are going to be full photo galleries. There's interwhatsits, face flounces, and Twitter storms going on. All you need to look for is @Nismo and the hashtag NismoFest17 to look at that. And it's not over the closing decoration is. This is the Nismo Festival version of Mr. Orange Jacket's bit. And there's no podium, there's no sparkling sake, and nobody is going to be given a bag of rice, or indeed a bucket of fish heads. No, everybody's just happy to be here. This isn't about the drivers getting presents. This is about the presents of the cars and the drivers for the fans, as we go strangely to a commercial. And I lose all my sound. Curious. Anyway, we've got a great lineup of cars, and we're just waiting for the closing declaration of Nismo Festival 2017. It's great to have all of you on chat for the last 8 hours. And we're going to have some great highlights videos for you on Nismo TV, so don't forget to like and subscribe. And now we have the closing declaration. And well, we're going to have some great videos for you, some great interviews. We've been very, very busy.
总要有人支持这个小男孩。
Time to go and says, tell them to bring out the 2018 specification GT3 car. I'd like to see that. I thought it might. I mean, they've left a big hole in the starting grid. I mean, is the car going to roll up? I don't know. It did. This is when it came along last year. I can hear no engines firing up in the pit garages, so it doesn't look like this year we're going to see the 2018 car. But these closing ceremonies are very precise, but at the same time slightly chaotic, as always, with Japanese motor racing. It's quite unique. And another ident board. It's quite unique in Japanese motor racing that you have these ceremonies. There's bunches of flowers is what is going to be presented. So while there are no bags of rice or giant trophies, there are bunches of flowers being presented by some of the younger fans of Nismo who've been given absolutely superb access to the cars and drivers throughout today at the Nismo Festival. It's all about the young people, this event. So if you think, oh, I've got a family, I don't want to take the kids to the racetrack, don't listen. Bring them along to the
Festival.
2015, in 2016, the R cars were back out, those beautiful old sports prototypes. And another slightly random
Guanhai.
Obviously not going to show us the last 5 Nismo festivals. Well, you got last year's Nismo festival and the 2014 and 13. You've got 2014, 2015, 2016 Nismo festivals all here on Nismo TV, so don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Don't forget to be hitting up at Nismo on Twitter, and don't forget to be sending JP Oliveira all of Masahiro Kondo's greatest hits on YouTube. He needs to learn those songs because we are going to get him to do the JP Oliveira karaoke. And they're watching on Motul. On Motul, the sponsors and obviously partners of the Motul Autotech GTR. Welcome to Nismo TV and I guess Motul TV for this brief moment. Obviously the Nismo Festival sponsored very obviously, supported by Motul. Great to have you guys along as well. And that Motul brand is on many of these cars, as you can see. And centre stage is the Motul Autotech GTR. You can see it on your screen if you're watching on Nismo TV. If you're watching on Motul TV, you see me, but you can see the screen in the background. Round of applause from the fans for something. The young children in the yellow caps have got flowers being given to them. Or are they going to give away the flowers? Not quite sure what's happening now. Well, these are the girls and guys who have been doing the race countdown board to the start, the race to the start. It's a brilliant experience for those kids actually. To be a big event like this and to be on the starting group for each race. And then at the end to get the applause of a really quite full, still quite full grandstand alongside these beautiful racing cars. Forza R18 asked, were any of the IMSA Nissans on display? Not this year, Forza. We had some IMSA Nissans last year, and I am lobbying very actively for Nismo to bring a current IMSA Nissan to Nismo Festival and put it head-to-head with a GT500 car, because I want to see the DPI Nissan or Nismo engine DPI Niche as used by Brendan Hartley, an Australian driver. Oh, he's going to get very annoyed now. A New Zealand driver of some note who might be busy this weekend doing something else. Well, here we go, one of the young drivers from the BMAX GT300 team, and DDP. And he's getting flowers, he's won flowers. Well done. I'm not sure why he's being awarded the flowers. And Takaboshi there, looking very happy. This young fan looking slightly overwhelmed, but nonetheless enjoying it. And Takaboshi's got flowers. I hope he doesn't hate me. That'd be terrible if he hate me if I gave him flowers. Yeah, I know. Really. Well, the microphone for Takaboshi and these as usually, Archie O'Connell knows exactly what's going on. I don't know where he gets this information from, but it's usually accurate. But yes, this is Takaboshi's prize for winning the All Japan Formula 3 Championship. And he's been awarded a bunch of flowers for that, and he's given a little speech. So the other flowers for people who have won other various bits and pieces. Says he's going to be so good in GT500 someday. I don't think that day is too far away, RJ. This guy has got a real bright future ahead of him. Will he continue on the single-seater track and head to Europe and do more European-style racing, or will he stay in Japan and head for Super Formula and Super GT? It's really hard to say what this guy's got to come, but it's a bright, bright future. Tiny Guyan says, too bad it's not a barrel race. Unfortunately, wrong circuit. At Fuji Speedway, you either get wood or flowers, apparently, at this time of year.